Good morning, lovelies. 'Tis that time. Oh, this was not. Yes, I know. Remove that. And make sure that's okay. Fuss him with a few things. Good morning. Got my cup of coffee with my very appropriate, more than appropriate thing. My office, as you can see, is a disaster currently. So we're having fun with that. I'm just gonna chill out here for a minute and for some people to come hang out. Get started. Good morning, Luna. Can I help you? Thank you, yes. I swear this cat has like a homing beacon. Anytime she sees or hears me talking and she thinks I'm recording something, she like appears. She's just like, hello, attention please. I would like one attention please. So, what? You want to, okay, you want to come up? Say good morning. Good morning. Rotten as ever. Say good morning, chat. She is so needy. As you've seen in any video of mine or live stream, she almost always makes at least one appearance in one of them. They're both just such babies. Yes, you're just a baby. Just a little baby. Yes, thank you. All right, you can go down now. So good morning to, I don't know if anybody is here. I'm just going to start talking and put that over there so I don't just stare. But I just said, you can see in my office, it is a complete disaster right now. I do have a video about why coming up that I'm planning and working on. So there is a reason to the madness, but it currently looks a little bit like a war zone right now. So I am trying to get this organized. I've been waiting for one thing to come in and it is here. It's just more carrying it up the stairs and getting it like into here so that I can put it together. I have another shelf you can see back there that I put together that hubby had to help me finish putting together because I had started it. I get really frustrated really easily with like putting things together and like figuring out how to do that, and it doesn't bother him as much, but it does me. So he helped me put that or at least finish putting it together because I got so frustrated that I started throwing a screwdriver across. It's just like, I'm done with this. So he helped me finish that and we were able to put it up, but the other thing that arrived will also need to be put together and it's another like piece of furniture. So I'm not particularly looking forward to that, but I'm probably going to have to do that sometime this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'm just messing with some things on my end. I don't know if I want that there. Oh well. But yeah, so I don't know if if people have coffee or whatever they drink in the mornings. I am doing my coffee because I am desperate for some caffeine. Even though, sadly, this is my third cup of coffee today. Like it's only 11, like 11-ish my time, and I'm already like 3 cups of coffee deep, and I'm still like a zombie. So, since we're just chilling, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up on this other screen so I have that ready for our sprinting here in a minute. Because I need to get some work done on DDD. I really like, I am pushing to make like the final haul for this like overhaul draft. Okay, have that over in the background. You could probably hear the music, so you know it's coming. I always vibe with this music. I love like lo-fi music. Like when I am not like I love to listen to music in general when I'm like writing or doing anything, but like when I'm doing writing and if I'm not in the mood for a specific like genre, because sometimes it's like I just want to listen to this very specific thing and I'll listen to that. But if I don't have like a specific thing I'll listen to, I'm like I always go to some sort of lo-fi because it's like just something in the background, something that kind of like distracts the noise in my head. So it's nice in that way. So let's go ahead and switch over. And I don't know what's going on with my thing here. It's like, there we go. Hopefully that looks better. Okay. We're gonna do writing sprints. It's gonna be about per rabbit. It's just me. And I'm gonna create that. I'm a little person. I swear this app has been, or this game has been so good. It's come in such clutch for me when I don't feel like doing anything. It's like, okay, well, I can have this going on one screen because I'm so ADD when it comes to like doing things, like focusing on a task, because it's like there's so many other things to do, and it's like it always ends up like, oh, well, I need to do this, and I need to do this, and I need to work on this, and it just turns into this rabbit hole that I'm like, I get to the end of the rabbit hole, and I'm like, wait, what was I doing originally? So stuff like this has been very helpful for like focusing, like I can only do this one particular thing while this is going. So that has been nice. Let me pull up my little message for people if they're joining in. So I'm gonna put that there, our little timer there. And yeah, since we're just kind of chilling, I guess I'll go ahead and start the sprints. Yeah. Coffee. I need you to do your job. I need you to do something because I'm struggling right now. I am struggling. So, brain loading. Okay, well, since we're kind of chill right now, waking up, all that kind of jazz, I will go ahead and get this first sprint started. So I'll go ahead, we'll start this sprint. If you've got something that you're working on, let me know in the chat and we can chat about it later. Um, Otherwise, I will see you guys in 25 minutes. Oh, wait, that's right. I got to put the music on because I paused it last time I was. There we go. Okay, now I'll see you in 25. goodness, that sounds. Hello, hello. We are back from from a sprint. Hello for everybody who just joined. Hello. Good morning. Uh, get my little stuff set up over here. How's everybody doing? Ugh, excuse me. Gracious. It's like 11 a.m. here. I should be more awake than I am right now. But I am struggling. It's just, oh. I hope you guys are more awake than I am right now. Gosh, this window's driving me nuts. Okay, I'll officially start our chit chat. So, hope you guys are doing well. If you're just joining, currently working. Oh, I gotcha. Ooh, fun. Tedious but fun. Honestly, I love the reread. And that's just me. I love the reread because it's so much easier to be like the objective. Like, I'm just gonna write notes of things to fix because then it's like future you's gonna have to fix it, but like present me's like I can just be I can just write what I need to do instead of actively doing it. It's like one of, if not my favorite part of it. Yep, I'm here. Hello, good morning. Honestly, it wouldn't be surprised if you did see my mouth moving while we're like in the middle of a sprint because like I've got cats, hubby, all that kind of stuff. I know hubby, again, we love hubby, we adore hubby. Hubby ordered us like I guess technically for us since it's like 11, like a brunch. He got us first watch, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. And I'm very excited about it. So he's so great about that stuff. And it was funny because he does this we have this routine every single morning, and again without fail every single morning he does it, and we'll just like hang out for a few minutes after he wakes up because he wakes up after I do. And so we were doing that earlier, and he was just like, what time's your stream? Oh, I'm gonna order us some food so you can have it. And I'm like, I'm gonna be streaming. He's like, I know, just like go off screen for a second, I'll give it to you. Just got back from work trip. Oh, well, hopefully your work trip was good. Hopefully you enjoyed that at least a little bit. I know, I mean, it's a work trip, obviously, but like, I hope you had at least some modicum of fun with it. the always, I feel you with that because like every time I get back from a trip, it's just kind of like, ugh. I'm happy to. Yeah, I'm so happy for you guys to be here. Thank you for joining. I, lo- I, I've said this before in past streams, and I will continue to say it, I love doing these because even if literally nobody watches these or doesn't or like joins or whatnot, I mean, obviously, I love hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys, but like, even if nobody does, I'm still like, I actually am working while I'm doing these, so it's like getting stuff done. Oh, how's DC this time of year? I've been to DC once. Like it's not that it's like not super far from what like it's like a couple hour drive, so it's not super far from where I live, but like I think we've only been once, and it was like back in like 2018, I think. So it's been a while. It's been a hot minute. But I know I remember when we went, it was like cherry blossom season, so it was like all the cherry blossoms that are in DC were starting to bloom, so it was really really pretty, but I don't know like with this time of year how it's looking. Yeah, it's really nice to do like to have even if you don't do like aren't participating or doing anything during these streams, it's like it's nice to just have that like time set aside of like okay, I actually like during these times I am working because I am the worst about like I'll be working on something and be like, "Oh, I need to do this. Oh, wait, now I need to do this. Oh, wait, I forgot about this thing." And then like 20 minutes later down the rabbit hole and I'm like, "What was I working on originally?" I don't remember. And yeah, it's so nice to like to have that time. Yeah, so I'm so I might I'm so mature. My stupid cup. Hubby loves to joke with me about like Are you kidding me with these mugs? Like, we don't need like a million mugs. I'm like, don't don't hate. Don't hate on my mugs. All the hotel. Really? Oh, that would be. Did you go to Alexandria's bookstores? Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Because yeah, when we went last time, we just kind of did like the major attractions, so like the monuments, you know, the natural history, like all the museums and that kind of thing. So we didn't do. Oh, I would. Now you're giving me ideas. I think we like and we even like we went through Georgetown. We didn't even get the chance to like stop because again, it was like we were hitting all the major stuff, so we could only do because we were only there for like I think it was like a long weekend, but and I'm gonna pause it because I want to. I'm gonna pause that. Um, Friends to Lovers, but oh, oh, again. I'm a sucker for a good bookstore. I am an absolute sucker. They have a new three-story Barnes and. Okay, I'm making. I need to make my in real life best friend and I have been. She's a relatively new mom. Her son is about like a year old, but like we've talked about doing like where her husband watches the baby like her son, and then she and I do like a girls trip. That would be such a fun girls trip because she likes to read too. So that would be such a fun girls trip to do like to hit up like the major ones in DC. I'd love that. Oh my god, that'd be so much fun. And what am I'm currently working on my third book, which is I've recently announced it. It is Don't Date the Doctor, which is the first in an interconnected series of standalone romances that are small town. So I'm currently working on that right now. I am in I'm calling it draft 1.5 because I finished the first draft, but I left like a ton of placeholders because I wasn't 100% sure on certain things of the story, but I left a bunch of placeholders. So now 1.5 is basically me going back through it and adding everything that I left out. So I finished draft 1 at about 65,000 words and I'm currently at about 85,000 words. So I'm I'm chugging along and I still have like 10 chapters to go. So she's going to be a long one. Let's see. All right. Yes, I went over my time. I'm sorry. You know me, I love my chit chats. But I'll go ahead and we'll start our second sprint, get some work done, and then we will continue chatting in the next break. So, good luck. Aha! Another sprint. And we're down. Excuse me. How's everybody? How are my new people who just hopped in? Hello, how are you? Welcome. We just finished our second sprint, so we're just gonna chat for a minute. I'll press the start because again, you know me and my tangents. I will continue. As you can see, our food arrived while the second sprint was going on, so which I'm very happy about. These sprints are I know, I have so much fun with these sprints. I love them. And I get so much, I honestly, like, genuinely get so much done during these. Like, I genuinely get so much done. It's so great. But we got first watch, so I've got I think this is their chia pudding. I love their chia pudding. It's the chia pudding, and then it's the, oh, what is it? Like the turkey, it's like a turkey bowl or whatever. Yeah, it really is amazing, especially because, like I said in the last sprint, I have such a bad habit of like wandering, like, oh, I need to do this thing and then I need to do this. But it's like when you have the like, okay, we're gonna focus on this one thing and nothing else for this amount of time. It's like it is amazing how much you can actually get done. I'm a big fan, especially because it's like again, this draft has been because again, I left so many, and I did this to myself because I left so many like placeholders of like, okay, well, and it wasn't even generic like, oh, well, insert a few lines about this. It's more like write an ending because I didn't know how I wanted it to end at the time, which I do now, and I've added I added like a big twist. Well, not a big, but I added a twist because again, why not? I decided to torture myself too because I was like I was going through the first part of it, and I'm like, you know what this draft could use? A second POV. So I've been going back through and like cleaning things up at the beginning, and I added the male POV, so it's going to be kind of like with my first book, which was the Pen Name Project. I did Sam, which is the female character, and Charlie, which is the male. So I did alternating of that in their books. So I'm like doing that with this one. Is it hard getting? Yeah, it kind of can be, especially when you've like when I went on vacation, it took me a little bit to get back into working on DDD because I had, again, I was gone for like basically a week and a half, 2 weeks. So it was like I had a really, really hard time to like hone back in on it because my brain just wasn't there at the moment. So it took me a few days to like really focus back in on it. It's stuck. Oh, yeah, oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry you're stuck. That is the worst. I've had that even just like recently with getting stuck on a chapter where I'll just stare at the page and I'm just like, words, I need you to happen. I need you to appear and make sense. Because it's like I at least for me when I'm writing, I have like a general, and again, I'm trying to work on my process as I go through each book, but like my general process has been like I have an idea of what I need to happen in a scene, but I don't have like the fine details of it, and it often changes as like the story's unfolding on the page. So I'll be just like going through and then I'm like, wait, does this make sense? I don't know if this makes sense now. And I'll just sit there and like, and again, it creates a rabbit hole of its own where I'm just sitting there like, what am I doing? So I feel you on that. It sucks, especially when you're like mid chapter or like mid float, like you've been going through it and it's like, okay, I'm working, and then you get to a one particular thing and it's like, yeah, and that's exactly like it's one idea, one scene, or one chapter, whatever it is. It's like one thing, and you kind of hit that, and it's like your brain just kind of does the dial-up noise, like the at least that's what mine does sometimes. Or it's just like sitting there staring at the page, and you're just like, what do I do? How do I make this thing happen? Or how do I make this idea makes like appear on the page? Like I have a general idea, but how do I make it like how do I bring it to fruition onto the page? So that's always a struggle of mine as well. Is it's like it's so much different in your head than when you put it on the page, and you try your best to like emulate like what it is that's in your head, but it doesn't always come out that way. So you're just kind of like, I need to meet myself halfway at least with some of that, like at least a little bit of halfway there, because otherwise it's just like I will do exactly that of just staring at the page and being like, I can't move from this scene because I don't know what I'm doing. 5 minutes goes by way too quickly. Again, these I feel again, you know me and my rambles, but I feel like these sprints in general always go by quickly. And then it's like, okay, now we're going to just chit chat and have fun for a minute. And then by the time we're like mid conversation, it's like, crap, can you please, before we get back into it, come here, you. I've got this one. Say hi, Luna. She's literally down by my feet playing because she's in a mood. She's in her playful mood right now, so she's fussy. But she's down on the floor kicking a paintbrush that she found because I'm currently working on some stuff in my office, and she found a paintbrush and she's chewing on it and then kicking it to herself. So say hello. Okay, thank you. That'll do. Okay, we are done with our break, unfortunately, so I will. Yes, Kitty. She's a sweetheart. I love her so much. I love both of them so much. They're both. You're rotten. They're both rotten, though. Anyway, okay. All right. We will go ahead and I will get us kicked off for sprint number 3. So let's go. All right. Third sprint down. Holy cow. Oh, hopefully you are able to bring that to fruition. Fingers crossed. We are down 3 sprints. Start my little timer here. How's everybody doing? Everybody getting their stuff done? I've got all my stuff off to the side because I'm like, I don't want to necessarily eat on camera, but like, I don't want it to go cold either. Ah, gracious. We were supposed to, oh my gosh, so funny. We had this plan this weekend that there's some sort of pickle festival in North Carolina this weekend. And so we were like, oh, like a bunch of like hubby and I and our friends were like, "Oh, we'll go check out this pickle festival." We did it last year and we had a good time, but it's like it's like an hour or so away from here, so it's like, but it turns out they changed the date, so it's like, oh, well, never mind then. Haunts, yeah. That's currently how I feel about this whole 1.5 draft. It's haunting me right now. I had joked with hubby because like when I finish like 1 to 1.5 draft, I print it out so I can do like my read through and like take notes and that kind of thing. And I did it with Twisting Fates, and I wanted to do it again for Don't Date the Doctor, where he has a 3D printer and he prints out these like almost kind of like binder rings. And so I'll three hole punch when I print out the draft. I'll 3 hole punch it, and I put those rings in there so that way I can just easily like flip through pages and stuff like that. So I was joking with him, and I'm like, oh well, hopefully by the end of this week, I'll be asking you to print those out. And I'm yeah, I still have like 10 chapters to go. So because the problem is also like the more I've been editing and like again with the placeholders and stuff like that, the more I've been like, okay, well now with all of this I need to add like this other context. I need to add this other scene to make this other scene make sense. So it's like I've just been adding more. And again, I'd rather have more that I can cut down later than not have enough, but it's still kind of like my brain my brain, it hurts. It burns. But we shall see because my hope my hope is that I can get Don't Date the Doctor published by the end of this year, but I don't know. I'm hoping to start editing by at least August. To like send this to my editor by August. I'm hoping, but like who knows? Because I still have to again finish this draft, do my read through and then make changes from the read through, and then that's usually when I do beta readers and that kind of thing. And then I have to go and edit from the beta. So it's like this whole process. So I'm like, I'm hoping that I can get it done by August, but like, we shall see. Because my goal, in terms of like big author goals, I really would love to get 2 books out a year if I can. But again, that's very highly dependent on other things. So I don't know if I should also start like, because what I've been doing is, or at least the past so far, I should say, is I kind of have like my pipeline of like, okay, this is in this state. The other thing, what's the next thing on the pipeline? And so I have like different stages of things, and I kind of move them down the pipeline. So like when I finish the draft and I'm sending this off to beta readers for Don't Date the Doctor, I'll start working on the outline for Don't Date the Doctor 2, if that makes sense. Or what will be, it's not going to be Don't Date the Doctor 2, but you know what I mean. So DDD2. Um, so hopefully I start working on that while that is being reviewed. And then once that's reviewed, hopefully I'll have the outline in some state so that you get what I'm saying? Like it's like a pipeline, but I'm not sure if that's going to continue working or if I should start kind of speeding up the process a little bit by doing kind of like double dipping almost, where it's like, okay, well, I have these 2 projects in the same state and I'm just kind of working on them simultaneously. So a little bit here, a little bit there, kind of, hopping back and forth. Both of those move down the pipeline at the same time. Then I pull in 2 new ones. So I don't, and I don't know if that's just going to completely drive me crazy, but that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of these and like figuring out finances and stuff like that because I don't. Did you know? Here, author indie author tip. Did you know you have to file state taxes for your income with that? I didn't until recently because I started doing events and I've got more events coming up later this year and I'm gonna have to start figuring that out soon. So yay for me. Oh gracious. Already already on to the next one. All right. We're down to our last sprint, guys. Yay. Um thought I had a thought, but it just kind of left me. All right. Well, since we're down to our last sprint, so this will be our final sprint for today's session, for our today's live stream. Um, at the end, we'll do our usual where we chat for a few more minutes, kind of gab, have fun or whatnot, and then I'll talk about next sprint or next session, next live stream or whatnot, and all of that, and then we'll conclude for today. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. I'm also actually gonna use the restroom real quick. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and get started so you guys can get started with your stuff. So I'll get that started, run to the bathroom, and I will see you guys at the end of the sprint. right, lovelies. That was the last sprint. Ah, how we feeling? Let me get all my stuff situated here, and I'm gonna switch us over so we can chat for a few minutes. I'm gonna exit out of here and exit that. Okay. Hello. All right. How'd everybody do? Get a lot of work done, hopefully. Yes. For those of you who hadn't joined before we started the sprint and I switched screens, my office is currently a a slight disaster zone right now, which I do have a reason for that. But that I will talk about that at a different point. But there is some construction going on in my office. We're trying to get we're trying to get the carpets eventually replaced up here because I hate carpet up here in my office. It drives me nuts. Only because we have two cats and they're all over the place all the time. So the carpet just is not very conducive for having cats. And then in my office, because I'm in here a lot, my office chair kind of like tangles with the like not tangles, but it kind of like knots up the carpet because I'm like moving it around and all that stuff. So it's like it's just not great. But anyway, that's my ramble. So let me do that. All right. So I feel like that was another good session. As always, I have fun with you guys. I always enjoy doing these. Even I, I keep repeating myself. I need to stop doing that. I need to work on that. You'd think with the amount of time I've been starting to do the YouTube stuff and doing these sprints with you guys and just everything else in between that I would have some of the talking stuff figured out more, but no. No, I stay firmly in my little weird bubble. I have been doing, I don't know if you guys had seen it before you guys hopped on here. I have been doing some like updating with like my branding. I hate that word, but like branding with some of my stuff. So I've been trying to update all of my like te- templates and stuff like that just because like I realized as I was like going through and looking at stuff that like there's not really a cohesive like with some of my YouTube stuff that's completely different, but like Instagram and that kind of thing, there's not really like a cohesive like whole to it. So I was like, okay, well I probably should have like some like standard quote unquote standard templates so that way at least there's some kind of reason to the madness, sort of, so to speak. So I was updating all of that, which that's what I mean with the rabbit hole thing is I started with that and then I'm like, oh, well, now I need to update this thing. Now I need to update this thing. So if you go anywhere on some of my stuff, my newsletter, YouTube, even some on my Instagram and that kind of thing coming soon, you'll see some changes on there. So don't be too surprised about that. The other thing that I was thinking about, and I only thought about it because I had gotten a message from somebody who was kind of confused, especially with like the YouTube versus like my other socials, because the way I have things set up right now is this channel is me. Like I am Elizabeth, my name is Elizabeth, and I operate under Lee Creek as my pen name. So when I'm talking about books, I'm talking about my Lee Creek stuff. And my socials are under Lee Creek because that's where I'm like doing my marketing and all that kind of stuff. So I had a comment that somebody had sent to me and was like kind of confused about, the connection between the two of like, okay, well, you have Lee Creek connected here, but then there's like this one channel that's like not Lee Creek, but like it's is that you like I'm confused like what's happening here. And I know in my like my intro I try to say like, hey, I'm Elizabeth C. Carrera. I talk, my pen name is Lee Creek, all this other stuff. But obviously, if you're just kind of like perusing and you're just kind of clicking around stuff, you don't know that. So I was like, should I change my channel name? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Let me know. I mean, let me know in the comments or what. I'm sorry, my brain is dead. Like, I mean, I guess let me know your thoughts at some point if and you can. But I don't know if I want to keep it as me and then like I have kind of like an asterisk of like I'm operating under this pen name. So I kind of talk like I don't know yet. So that's also been kind of pinging around in my head, but absolute pure chaos. But all right, we are officially done for the day. So thank you guys for joining. Um, For the next one, we will do another what we have been doing, which is where I switch basically back and forth between doing weekend mornings like today and then evening during the weekdays. So that way I can like hang out with you either after work or what, however, I just kind of hang out with people regardless. So the next one will be during the week evening, and I'll put out a poll here within the next few days about like which day I'm thinking, so that way you guys can vote on like which day you guys would rather do one of these, basically our next stream. So I'll have that out here in the next few days. I As part of that, I also, again, I'm thinking about everything. I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep that like switching of like AM and PM weekday weeknight thing, because I'm not sure like if people how people like that. I like doing it either way. Like again, it's kind of nice of like switching things up, but I don't know if it's like if people would prefer it more consistent, like they know on like, oh, this day of the, you know, I on these particular days or whatever, that's when we're going to do our stream and our writing sessions or whatnot, or our productivity stuff. So I don't know. I'm still mulling that over about how I want to do that. But for right now, I'm going to keep it the way it is. But like in the background, that's something I'm trying to figure out. So if you see me talking about that in the future, you know why. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I think I'm so happy you wanted to come and hang out with me as usual. Right under a pin name and so I don't. Yeah, I mean, and that's a fair point, because and it's like that's why I was confused, because well, not confused, but that's why I was like I don't know if it's like it would make sense for like all of my channel names to be under one name, and then like I just say like, oh, my actual name is this, or if I should keep it. I'm leaning towards just keeping it the way it is, just for consistency's sake, because this is more of like the writer side of it. This is more of like, again, like I talk about books and stuff like that, but like it is more of like how the process goes kind of thing. So I'm leaning towards keeping it that way. Um, but I'm still not like 100% sure. So who knows at this point. But anyway, brain, I needed to function. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I love doing these with you, and I can't wait to continue doing them with you. So I will see you guys in our next session. So have a good one, guys.